Did you know that some of the so-called healthiest meals you eat could actually be harming your body? You might be filling your plate with superfoods, avoiding junk, and thinking you're making all the right choices. But what if I told you that tiny, common mistakes could turn those healthy meals into something dangerous? Science proves that even nutritious foods can work against you if eaten the wrong way. Stay with me, because mistake number 3 is something almost everyone does without realizing the risks. Most people believe that as long as they eat nutritious foods, their health is protected. But research shows that it's not just what you eat, it's how you eat it. Studies from Harvard reveal that up to 70% of chronic diseases are linked to poor dietary habits, and many of them come from simple mistakes people don't even realize they're making. The way you combine, cook, or time your meals can affect digestion, energy levels, and even increase inflammation, which accelerates aging and disease. Imagine eating something you think is boosting your health, only to find out it's causing bloating, fatigue, or even damaging your gut over time. The worst part? These mistakes are incredibly common, and even the healthiest eaters fall into these traps daily. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which food mistakes to avoid and how small, easy changes can dramatically improve your well-being. And trust me, when we get to mistake number 3, you'll be shocked. It's something almost everyone does. One of the biggest mistakes people make is cooking with the wrong oils, turning their healthy meals into toxic hazards without even realizing it. You might be using extra virgin olive oil, thinking it's one of the healthiest choices, but did you know that heating it too much can destroy its beneficial compounds and even create harmful free radicals? These unstable molecules damage your cells, speed up aging, and increase your risk of chronic diseases like heart disease and cancer. Studies show that when oils with low smoke points, like olive or flaxseed oil, are exposed to high heat, they oxidize, producing inflammatory compounds that silently harm your body over time. Imagine preparing a beautiful vegetable stir-fry, believing you're fueling your body with nutrients, when in reality, you're ingesting toxic byproducts that contribute to long-term inflammation. This is exactly what happened to Sarah, a 62-year-old woman who always prioritized her health. She ate organic, exercised regularly, and made home-cooked meals every day. But she constantly felt fatigued, struggled with joint pain, and couldn't understand why. After consulting a nutritionist, she discovered that her daily habit of sautéing vegetables in olive oil at high heat was one of the main culprits behind her inflammation. By simply switching to more stable cooking oils like coconut oil or ghee for high-heat cooking and reserving olive oil for dressings and low-temperature dishes, her symptoms began to improve. Now, take a moment to think, how often do you use olive oil in cooking? Do you drizzle it over a salad, or are you unknowingly heating it past its safe point? If you want to truly benefit from the nutrients in your food, making small adjustments like choosing the right oil for the right cooking method can make a world of difference. And the worst part? This is just one of 6 common mistakes that could be harming your health. Keep watching, because the next mistake is something almost no one talks about, yet it can silently ruin your digestion every single day. The second mistake that turns a healthy meal into a problem is eating too many raw vegetables. Yes, you heard that right, those big, colorful salads packed with raw spinach, kale, and cruciferous vegetables might not be as beneficial as you think. While raw veggies are loaded with vitamins, minerals, and fiber, they also contain anti-nutrients like oxalates and goitrogens that can interfere with digestion, block the absorption of key minerals, and even contribute to bloating, gas, and inflammation. Take Emily, for example, a 63-year-old who prided herself on eating a huge raw salad every day. She thought she was doing everything right, mixing in fresh greens, nuts, seeds, and a light dressing. But over time, she noticed she was constantly bloated, her stomach felt tight after meals, and worst of all, she started experiencing joint pain and fatigue. After speaking with a nutritionist, she learned that her body was struggling to break down the raw fiber and anti-nutrients in those vegetables, making her digestion sluggish and preventing her from absorbing important minerals like calcium and magnesium. When she started lightly steaming her greens instead of eating them raw, her symptoms disappeared. Now, think about your own meals. Do you often eat large portions of raw vegetables? Have you ever felt discomfort after a big salad but never questioned why? The truth is, some vegetables, like spinach, kale, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts, are much easier to digest and more nutrient-dense when they're lightly cooked. Cooking helps break down anti-nutrients, making it easier for your body to absorb essential vitamins while also reducing bloating and irritation. This doesn't mean you have to avoid raw vegetables completely, but if you're experiencing digestive discomfort, joint pain, or even nutrient deficiencies, it's worth paying attention to how your body reacts. And if you think this mistake is surprising, wait until you hear the next one. It's something almost everyone does daily, believing it's the healthiest choice, but it could actually be doing more harm than good. The third mistake almost everyone makes, thinking they're making the healthiest choice, is starting the day with fruit on an empty stomach. It sounds harmless, even beneficial, right? After all, fruit is packed with vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber. But what most people don't realize is that eating fruit first thing in the morning, especially on an empty stomach, can cause blood sugar spikes, digestive discomfort, and even long-term metabolic issues. Take Michael, a 67-year-old who switched to a healthier breakfast of fresh fruit every morning. He would slice up a banana, toss in some berries, and maybe add an apple on the side. Within an hour, he'd feel a quick burst of energy, but soon after, he'd crash. He'd start feeling sluggish, hungry again, and even a little irritable. At first, he thought it was just part of getting older, but after consulting a nutritionist, he realized the problem. Fruit eaten alone was causing rapid spikes and drops in his blood sugar, leaving him in a constant cycle of energy highs and lows. Here's the science behind it. Fruits are high in fructose, a natural sugar that digests quickly and enters the bloodstream almost immediately. Without protein, fiber, or healthy fats to slow down absorption, this can trigger a sharp rise in blood sugar, followed by a rapid crash that leads to cravings, fatigue, and even insulin resistance over time. Studies have shown that repeated blood sugar spikes contribute to inflammation, weight gain, and an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Now, think about your own mornings. Do you ever grab a banana or an apple on the go, thinking it's a light and healthy choice? Have you noticed feeling hungry or tired soon after? The good news is, you don't have to cut out fruit. The key is pairing it with protein and healthy fats to balance blood sugar levels and keep energy steady. Instead of eating fruit alone, try adding a handful of nuts, a spoonful of Greek yogurt, or some eggs on the side. These small adjustments make a huge difference in how your body processes natural sugars and can help prevent energy crashes and long-term health issues. And if you think this was surprising, just wait, because the next mistake is something even experienced health-conscious people do without realizing how much damage it's causing. The fourth mistake that turns healthy meals into a hidden danger is drinking water or other liquids while eating. It seems like a harmless habit. Many people sip on water, tea, or even juice during meals, thinking it aids digestion. But in reality, this simple action can dilute stomach acid, slow down digestion, and lead to bloating, nutrient malabsorption, and even long-term gut health issues. Think about David, a 60-year-old who always made sure to drink plenty of water with his meals. He believed it was helping him stay hydrated and making it easier to swallow food. But over time, he started noticing that after eating, he felt uncomfortably full, sluggish, and sometimes even had acid reflux. At first, he blamed it on eating too much, but when he cut back on drinking liquids with meals, everything changed. His digestion improved, bloating disappeared, and he no longer felt heavy after eating. Here's why this happens. Your stomach produces hydrochloric acid, which is essential for breaking down food, absorbing nutrients, and killing harmful bacteria. But when you drink large amounts of water while eating, that acid becomes diluted, making it less effective. This slows down digestion, forcing food to stay in your stomach longer, leading to fermentation and gas. Studies show that poor stomach acid levels can contribute to nutrient deficiencies, especially in key vitamins like B12, iron, and magnesium, which are essential for energy, brain function, and muscle health. Now, ask yourself, do you often drink water or tea with your meals? Have you ever felt bloated or overly full after eating, even when you didn't overeat? The solution is simple but powerful. Try drinking water at least 30 minutes before meals and wait about an hour after eating before drinking again. If you feel like you need something while eating, opt for a few small sips of warm herbal tea, which can actually support digestion instead of hindering it. These small adjustments can have a huge impact on how well your body processes food, absorbs nutrients, and maintains gut health. And if this mistake surprised you, wait until you hear the next one, because it's something people do daily, thinking it's helping them stay healthy, but it might actually be speeding up aging and increasing their risk of serious health problems. The fifth mistake that can secretly damage your health is reheating food the wrong way. You probably don't think twice about microwaving last night's leftovers or warming up a meal in the oven, but did you know that certain reheating methods can destroy nutrients, create harmful compounds, and even turn once healthy foods into something toxic? Take Linda, a 65-year-old who always made home-cooked meals and stored leftovers to save time. She'd often reheat her vegetable soup or grilled chicken in the microwave, believing she was still eating nutritious, balanced meals. But over time, she started feeling more fatigued, her digestion worsened, and she even developed joint pain. It wasn't until she read about how certain foods react to heat that she realized what was happening. By constantly reheating food the wrong way, she was unknowingly consuming oxidized fats and degraded nutrients that were causing inflammation in her body. Here's the science behind it. When you reheat certain foods, especially those rich in fats, proteins, and starches, at high temperatures, their chemical structure changes. Healthy fats like olive oil or fish oils can become oxidized, turning into inflammatory compounds that damage cells and accelerate aging. Reheating starchy foods like rice, potatoes, or pasta can increase the formation of resistant starch, which is harder to digest and can lead to bloating. Even reheating chicken or eggs can break down proteins into harmful byproducts that may increase the risk of inflammation-related diseases. Now, think about your own habits. How often do you use the microwave to heat up leftovers? Have you ever noticed that reheated food tastes different or feels heavier in your stomach? The good news is, there are better ways to preserve nutrients and avoid harmful compounds. Instead of using a microwave, try reheating food on the stove over low heat, steaming vegetables instead of microwaving them, or using an oven at a lower temperature. And if you must use a microwave, do it for the shortest time possible and avoid using plastic containers, which can release toxins into your food. Reheating food seems like a simple, harmless action, but over time, these small choices add up, affecting everything from digestion to inflammation levels in the body. And if you think this mistake is surprising, just wait, because the next one is something people do daily, believing it's making them healthier, but it could actually be accelerating aging and making them feel worse over time. The sixth mistake that silently turns healthy meals into something harmful is eating too close to bedtime. Many people believe that as long as they're eating nutritious foods, the timing doesn't matter. But research shows that late-night eating can disrupt digestion, interfere with sleep quality, and even increase the risk of serious health issues like weight gain, acid reflux, and metabolic disorders. Imagine Robert, a 70-year-old who followed a clean, balanced diet. He avoided processed foods, ate plenty of vegetables, and even exercised regularly. But every night, after watching TV, he would have a light snack, sometimes a bowl of fruit, a handful of nuts, or even some yogurt, thinking it was a harmless habit. Over time, he started struggling with poor sleep, waking up feeling exhausted, and noticing unexplained weight gain. What he didn't realize was that his late-night eating was disrupting his body's natural rhythms, making it harder for his system to repair and recover overnight. Here's what happens when you eat too late. Your body follows a natural circadian rhythm that regulates digestion, metabolism, and hormone production. At night, this system is programmed to slow down, allowing the body to shift its focus towards cellular repair and detoxification. But when you introduce food too close to bedtime, digestion is forced to restart, keeping the body in an active metabolic state when it should be resting. This leads to poor nutrient absorption, bloating, and even an increased risk of acid reflux, as stomach acid can move back up the esophagus when lying down. Studies show that people who eat within 2 hours of going to bed are more likely to experience disrupted sleep due to fluctuating blood sugar levels. When you eat, your body releases insulin to process glucose from food. But at night, insulin sensitivity is naturally lower, meaning sugar remains in the bloodstream longer, increasing the likelihood of weight gain and even insulin resistance over time. This is why people who regularly eat late tend to struggle with energy crashes, stubborn belly fat, and higher risks of type 2 diabetes. Another hidden consequence of late-night eating is its impact on gut health. Your digestive system needs time to rest and reset overnight. When you eat too late, food sits in the stomach longer, leading to fermentation and an increased risk of gut bacteria imbalances. This can result in bloating, gas, and even chronic inflammation, which plays a role in aging and disease. Now, think about your own habits. Do you ever find yourself snacking late at night, thinking a small bite won't hurt? Have you noticed feeling heavy or restless when trying to sleep? The good news is, making a few small changes can significantly improve your digestion, energy levels, and overall health. Experts recommend finishing your last meal at least 3 to 4 hours before bed to allow for proper digestion. If you get hungry late at night, instead of reaching for a snack, try drinking herbal tea, staying hydrated throughout the day, and ensuring your meals contain enough protein and healthy fats to keep you full longer. Changing this one habit can lead to deeper, more restorative sleep, better digestion, and even weight management without extra effort. And if you've been struggling with low energy, brain fog, or digestive issues, this small shift in timing could be the key to feeling your best. Now, imagine combining this with the other mistakes we've covered. Eliminating these small but damaging habits can have a profound effect on your health, longevity, and overall well-being. Think about this: every day, you make choices about what to eat, believing you're doing the right thing for your health. You carefully select fresh ingredients, avoid processed junk, and try to nourish your body with the best foods possible. But what if, despite all your efforts, you were unknowingly sabotaging your health? What if the very habits you thought were helping you were actually making you feel more tired, bloated, and inflamed over time? Now, imagine standing in front of a mirror 5 years from now. Will you be stronger, more energized, and feeling your best, or will you be battling unexplained fatigue, stubborn weight gain, and digestive issues you can't seem to fix? The reality is, small mistakes add up. A little bloating today, a restless night of sleep, or a minor energy crash might not seem like a big deal, but over time, these things can turn into chronic issues that affect your quality of life. The scariest part? Most people never connect the dots. They blame aging, stress, or genetics when, in reality, it's the daily choices, the way they cook, the food pairings they make, the timing of their meals, that silently shape their future health. It's not the food itself that's the problem, it's how we prepare it, when we eat it, and the small, overlooked habits that slowly work against us. But here's the good news: you have the power to change this. Right now, in this moment, you can start making small adjustments that will have a massive impact on how you feel, how you age, and how much energy you have every single day. Imagine waking up feeling light, refreshed, and full of vitality instead of sluggish and drained. Imagine eating meals that fuel your body instead of leaving you feeling heavy and uncomfortable. The difference between thriving and simply getting by isn't luck, it's knowledge and action. And now, you have that knowledge. The only question left is, what will you do with it? The truth is, your health isn't just about what you eat, it's about how you eat. Small habits, the ones you barely notice, can either fuel your body or slowly work against it. Now you know the 6 common mistakes that turn healthy meals into hidden dangers. The question is, what will you do differently? Will you start paying attention to food combinations, meal timing, and cooking methods? Or will you keep making the same mistakes, hoping they don't catch up with you? Your body is constantly giving you signals: bloating, fatigue, restless sleep. They're not random. They're warnings. And now that you know what's causing them, you have the power to take control of your health. Which of these mistakes surprised you the most? Have you been unknowingly doing any of them? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new health tip. Your future self will thank you.